I think I've begun to appreciate the passage of time because so much can happen in a year. You know, looking back a year from now, I had went through a breakup, and I think sometime around this time last year, it was still pretty fresh. Um, and it was a really weird time because she was still around. Um, but it was also a sense of comfort that she was still around. Like, we had already been broken up, but last year I asked her if she wanted to do anything for Valentine's Day. One, because obviously I still had feelings for her. Two, but because it was such habit. We were together for a decent amount of time. So it was, I had my ex partner around for the longest time. She was around for a really pivotal point in my life, I would say. Um, she was around for last year specifically, right? She was around for New Year's, she was around for Christmas, she was around for Valentine's Day, and today is currently April 20th, 2026. I turned 25 in 5 days, which is crazy to say. Um, but she was around for my birthday last year too. Um, and it was definitely comforting to have her around because, like I said, she was my partner for a while, a decent amount of time. But so much can happen in a year. Um, I will admit this year was a bit weird. Um, it was weird not only being single on Valentine's Day, but like not having anything, if that makes sense. Like my previous comfort person was gone, so I couldn't even do that. And now my birthday's coming up, and they won't be around for that either. Um, I don't mind it, I guess. I'm definitely healed, but it's just a bit weird how much can change in a year. But I appreciate it because where I am now, April 20th, 2026, to where I was April 20th, 2025, is two completely different people. Um, like mentally, I'm so much better. I still have my days, but better. Physically, probably in the best shape I've been in since I was like 17, which sounds crazy to say out loud, but it's true. And it makes me feel really good about myself. It makes me feel good that I'm being active, and I'm working on things. Um, but it's also the small stuff that I think made me appreciate the year that passed. Um, there are songs that I couldn't even listen to or sing along with without tearing up, and now I scream them at the top of my lungs with no issue, which I think is a good thing because I think a lot of the songs had, they had some memories and maybe some feelings that were associated with the song, whether they were good or bad. Because they weren't always sad tears. Sometimes they were happy tears or something. Um, but I want to say that I think it's good because it's not that I've become desensitized to emotion. I'm still very emotional. I think it's more that I'm able to disconnect the song from the emotion when I need to. So I can appreciate the song for what it is, or even put a good memory to that song so it doesn't hurt listening to it, I guess is the best way I can say it. Um, you know, new job, big projects coming along, like things that I want to do for myself and with myself and for myself. Did I say for myself twice? I don't know. But it's yeah, I think I'm learning to appreciate the fact that, time I don't want to be cliche and time heals all wounds because a lot of wounds are still very fresh, but time moves anyway, you know? Time moves whether you're feeling like shit, having the best time of your life. So realistically, no matter what happens, time moves on. And so much can happen in that time. Because who even knows where I will be a year from today, April 20th, 2026, 2027 might be even crazier. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in the exact same spot. Maybe I'll be somewhere else. But I guess that's the wonder of the future, no? The fact that you never know what's gonna happen. And that, not to be cliche again, but the world is your oyster or whatever, you know. You just gotta find your own pearl, I guess. Um, it feels weird being 5/4 days away from turning 25. I feel like 25 is such a big milestone. I feel like 25 is kind of like that year where people tell you that you kind of have to get your shit together. I do not have my shit together. I am currently sitting on the roof of my car on an Astros towel because it rained today. I don't know why I wanted to film this. Um, but it's weird. It's daunting. It's exciting, you know, getting a year older. Because you never know what the year has in store. But it's like reaching those big, Im- important numbers that kind of throw you off. Like when you first turn 18, so you're an adult. When you turn 21, so you can drink. I feel like 25. I don't know. Maybe it's because um, it's like a quarter of 100. Quarter of a century old. I've been on this earth for 25 years almost. Kind of cool. Um, Maybe it's special because it's my what is it called? Someone told me about it last year. It's like whenever your birthday and the age you turn are the same. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, maybe that's why that also hits because it's my that. It's my special day, turning 25 on April 25th. That's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I think it's also just a little daunting because there's so much I wanted to have accomplished by the time I was 25, and I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be or expected to be. But I don't think that's a bad thing. If I'm honest. Um, because what was meant for me will come my way. I guess I don't know. I feel like I've been saying a lot of typical cliche feel good sayings in this recording, and I don't like it. But I think the more I think about it, the more I agree. If I really if things were really meant for me a certain way, they would have gone that way. Whether it was my decision or not, like divine intervention, God, whatever you want to call it, the fate of the universe, destiny. Sure, people make their mistakes. What are humans without their flaws? Um, but I think I'm all right. And I think I need to remind myself that I'm all right because I'm fine. I can't complain. I have a job, I have a car, I have a house. I have the luxuries of being able to do the things that I want to do, and there's so much for me to do if I want to do it. I'm not shackled into one thing, which I think looking at the positives really helps out drown out the negatives. Um, so yeah, so much can change in a year. It's crazy. I think we don't realize how long a year is because it feels so short, but so much can happen without you realizing how much is going to happen. And you, the thing about, you know, I think the thing is throughout a time period, you make small little changes, right? And when you make those changes, you're like, oh, that was small. Oh, that was small. Oh, that was small. But I think, zooming out, bigger picture, those 4 or 5 or however many small little changes amount to such a grandiose change of like everything. And I feel like I was making those decisions as that year was going on, and I didn't realize how different it would be until again I was driving home from the gym in my car, and I was just thinking it's because a song came on, and it was a song that for a really long time I couldn't sing without getting choked up or crying or tearing up, which was a shame because it's a really beautiful song. Um, Maybe I'll put a little snippet right here. Who knows? But I was driving home today, and that song came on, and I sang it, and I was like, wow, I'm singing the song, and I'm planning a birthday party, and my friends are gonna be there, and it made me realize, like I said, just the amount that can change. I'm saying a year because I'm comparing myself to last year, but how much time changes just how much changes in the set of time period in general. It doesn't have to be a year. Sure, like I said, the small little changes are probably minuscule in the moment. So like if you compared like a 3 month span to a year span, not a lot will change, but there will be small changes if you make them. Um, but I'm also turning 25, which means that my frontal lobe should be connecting, which is probably why I've been reminiscing and getting my shit together on the lokes because my brain is telling me to lock in. Sorry, I had to get that out before I turned 25 because once I turn 25, I'm retiring that. Um, but yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to talk about how much can change in a year. Um, it's astonishing, and it's not to be cringy, or not cringy, not to be again cliche, but I guess seeing how much has changed in a year from last year to now has me excited and gives me hope for how much life will change in the next year. And I think I'm going to cling on to that hope like it's the last thing I have because I think hope is the best thing you can cling on to when there's nothing else. So yeah, cling on to hope and always look forward to the future even if things look rough. It might not always be the biggest, but small stuff. You got to celebrate the little wins, I think. Um Yeah, I've been recording. I think it's been sprinkling. So I just got out the shower. I don't want to get sick. I say as I'm in shorts. Um, I'm wearing a hoodie though, so I should be fine. All right. If you're still here, I really appreciate it. Future me, if you're watching this, you got it, man. Lock in. Or maybe you did lock in and you're watching this on a 50-inch plasma screen on your yacht or something. I don't know. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, do drugs. Bye bye.